Scene one, effort, take two.
The storyline continues about 2 hours after the first film finished. Iko's character Rama is out of that building and he has a box of tapes given to him by Andy, his brother.
Ini kuncinya. Ini akan nunjukin siapa aja yang masuk dalam daftar hitam. Nggak semua orang yang lo kenal itu busuk, Ram. Lo kasih ke Bu Nawar. Dia orang yang baik.
We start our story off with Rama taking this box of tapes to like a secret rendezvous point to meet up with Bunawar, who is the leader of an anti-corruption task force.
Gua mau lu gabung sama tim. Divisi kita memang kecil, tapi ada alasannya kenapa kecil. Kepercayaan.
Rama finds out that his life is at stake because of what he did in that building. That there are higher elements, both in the mafia world and also in the corrupt side of the police, that are going to come after him now and try to find him and try to kind of take him out because they don't know how much he knows and what threat he poses to them.
Kita akan cari. Gua akan beresin semua. Harus.
So we have two rival families. We have the Japanese side and we have the Indonesian side. They're both at the high end. And then right in the middle you have this lower rung guy called Bejo, played by Alex Abad. And he's someone who's kind of come from nothing. He had no one to support him at all. And he's kind of like clawed his way up and risen through the ranks.
Dia yang merubah, yang membuat semua karakter-karakter itu ketemu. Bejonya sendiri, dia bicaranya tenang, tidak terlalu menunjukkan emosinya. Sempat lepas 1, 2, 3 kali bagian, cuman dia lebih fokus. Dan kefokusan itu, ketenangan itu adalah karakternya Bejo.
Aku berperan sebagai Uco, karakternya sangat sadis. Ada begitu banyak ambisi yang terpendam di dalam dirinya dia sampai akhirnya keluar dan juga melihat manusia tuh, semua manusia tuh di bawah dia ibaratnya begitu.
Kalau sekarang kita diam, kita pasti injek-injek.
A lot more characters in this movie and there's a lot more sort of strands of the plot and it's about how each sort of individual strand and each individual character will have an effect on the other storylines and then how they all kind of come together and just clash at the end of the movie.
Even when there's a fight scene going on, it's to do with the plot. So like the fight scene continues the story going forward. So in the prison riot, like that we shot in Gombong, there's like 3 different elements in that fight scene. There's paranoia, first of all, from Iko's character when he thinks he's going to get attacked. Then there's the realization that they're not after him, but they're after the person that he needs to get close to. And if that person gets killed, then his mission is over. And then he's just going to rot in prison. And if he rots in prison, he's fucked. Then he has to become a bodyguard, then he has to protect. So like that's all wrapped up in one fight scene. And it's like this plot there, there's character there, there's like this motivation and everything else.
Mereka, gue juga harus melakukan adaptasi, bisa saling mengisi kekosongan untuk kepentingan scene.
Di sini jauh lebih dalam dengan durasi yang 150 menit dibanding The Raid yang 100 menit. Bagaimana Iko dan banyak pemain lainnya berdialog, berekspresi, membawakan karakter. Para pemain juga di sini luar biasa. Ada Tio Pakusadewo dengan karakter Bangun yang begitu keras, singa tua yang letih. Ada lagi Roy Martin. Banyak sekali senior-senior kita kumpulin di sini. Mereka sangat antusias ingin bergabung dan ingin berperan di dalam film ini.
Cukup. Semuanya harus berhenti sekarang.
I always saw it more like an ensemble piece. So I knew I needed really good actors for all of the roles. I knew I needed like really sort of solid, recognizable faces in the Indonesian film industry, but then also to bring in some guys from outside, like from the casting in Japan.
じゃあなんで奴らだったんだよ。日本のヤクザは過去にボイシネがいっぱい作られてた頃にヤクザ演じてたけども、それを海外で演じて、それを外国の監督がどういうふうに撮っていくのかとか、でも仕上がってみないと分かんないかな。ただまた独特な雰囲気にはなると思うんだけどね。